Welcome everyone to Quantum Leap. I'm your host, Toyin Umesiri, author of Mindset of an Entrepreneur. Today I have with us a special guest joining us all the way from Washington, D.C., Miss LaTaunya Darden. Welcome to Quantum Leap.
Thank you, Toyin, for having me on the show today. I am honored and happy to join you today to share with your guests about just some of the export resources that are available to them.
Awesome. So let me go ahead and just share briefly about you. You're joining us from the Exim Bank, that's the Export Import Bank of the United States in Washington. So let me just go ahead and read a high level. So Miss Lataya is Senior Business Development Specialist. She's committed to educating small minority and women-owned businesses. Prior to her current role, Ms. LaTaunya guided exporters and lenders through the Working Capital Guarantee Program as well as export credit insurance. Ms. LaTaunya serves on various committees and projects, often contributing to advocating and raising awareness to minority and women-owned businesses about export services. She represents Exim Bank on the recently established Advancing Women in Business Council. Ms. LaTaunya holds a Bachelor of Arts in Administration of Justice from the University of District of Columbia and resides in Washington, D.C. So welcome again. I'm super excited. And you're not a stranger to the work that we do here, but welcome to Aurora virtually.
Yes, thank
Awesome.
you. Thank you.
Good. So let's get started. What's the Exim Bank? Because we do not want to make any assumptions that all of our viewers really understand the impact that the bank has when it comes to growing the US economy. So please just educate us on what the bank does.
Okay, absolutely. So the Export-Import Bank of the United States, also known as EXIM, is the export credit agency for the United States. So, to put it in perspective for you, most countries have an export credit agency or an ECA that supports exports from their respective countries. So, that is what we do for businesses here in the US. Our mission is to create, sustain, and increase jobs here in the United States. We work with the private sector here, often filling the gaps or assuming risk that most lenders aren't willing to do because of the association of the risk involved in exporting. It's challenging enough doing business here in the United States with domestic customers. So it can be kind of intimidating and scary when you talk about doing business abroad.
Mm.
But we are here to help you. We have various export tools and programs to help US businesses succeed in the global market.
Fantastic. And so there's opportunity for US businesses to expand internationally. And because to your point, there's increased risk to exporting outside of the US. And part of the programs and resources your bank offers is to de-risk, right? To be able to
Yes.
manage the risk, minimize the risk. And so pretty much the US government is saying, we want to encourage you to expand US exports, and we're here, we'll come along your side to make it successful.
Yes. So, yes, absolutely. We do minimize the risk associated with exporting, and we primarily do that with our export credit insurance tool. With export credit insurance, you can offer credit terms to your buyers abroad.
Right.
Most companies or people in general, they would rather buy on credit, especially in the export space. They want credit versus paying cash in advance.
Mm-hmm.
With the export credit insurance, you're able to offer those terms. And among minority and women owned businesses or businesses that are kind of new to exporting, they are typically offering 60-day terms,
Mm.
which those terms will actually draw more customers to you because, you know, businesses and people talk, right? So
Mm-hmm.
they'll say, hey, well, LaTaunya is offering 60-day terms. You don't have to pay her up front. and she has quality product because her product is made in the United States, which is a requirement for our customers to leverage our programs.
I
Must be made in the US product.
I love that because so what you're saying is you're enabling US exporters to incentivize buyers to come to them instead of cash, bringing cash to the table by being able to offer terms which the bank supports and aids. Then there's more increased sales because people do are attracted to such payment terms. So let's come home to your specific department. So the bank in general serves US exporters, but your department is quite unique in the demographic that you should I say concentrate and you're laser focused on. Do you want to share a little bit about the goals and mission and vision of your department?
Sure, absolutely. So I am with the Minority and Women Owned Business Outreach Division, and the division is composed of three offices: MWOB for Minority and Women Owned Businesses. We also have our Regional Export Promotion Program within MWOB, and we
Mm-hmm.
also have the Client Care Unit. And I will talk about all three of those departments. So the MWOB team consists of a small group of business development specialists like myself who assist businesses navigate the export landscape. We do the hand holding, which is often needed for businesses who are just starting out to
Right.
navigate the many export resources that they're not aware of. We
Mm-hmm.
actually do or facilitate introductions to our partner agencies that help them uh, start their export journey.
Mm-hmm.
Um, our primary focus is to raise awareness about the bank, and we provide free consultations and connect businesses to those agencies to guide them to the next level if they're not quite ready for XM at the time.
Mm.
Our regional export promotion program, our second component to our division, also known as REP. These are organizations at the state and local level that assist us in educating the thousands of small businesses that we're mandated to reach every year.
Mm-hmm.
They also help with developing an export business plan, which is key,
Yeah.
to leverage or access any funding for your business domestically. They want to see a business plan, right? So
Yes.
the same is true for your exports. To if you're looking for an export loan, they want to see your plan.
Mm-hmm.
Which countries are you thinking about or you considering exporting to? What
Right.
product or service are you exporting? All of those things must be outlined in your plan.
Okay.
And then we have the client care unit. This is the unit that was established maybe about 4 years ago to assist current XM customers or clients. And I
Mm-hmm.
want to emphasize current customers
Okay.
with the information needed to successfully utilize their trade credit insurance policies.
Okay.
The unit assists with navigating XM Online, which is our online portal that our customers use to report their shipments and pay their premiums
Mm-hmm.
for their export activities. They assist with that and providing general training of the system to our current customers.
Right.
They also assist insurance brokers in helping customers navigate or utilize their policies. We encourage businesses to leverage our broker network.
Mm-hmm.
They are of no charge to customers. They just are there to assist you
Wow.
in submitting application, reporting shipments, and anything related to your policy. Our brokers are there for that. And again, they are of no charge to our customers.
Wow.
The client care unit also assists customers in obtaining the unique entity identifier, also known as the UEI number. A UEI number is now a requirement for any businesses leveraging any type of government contracts
Mm.
or exporting. You must need that. You must have that
Okay.
UEI number. So they assist our customers, current customers, again, to get that number. And for those businesses that are not current customers,
Yeah.
I encourage you to reach out to your Procurement Technical Assistance Center, or PTAC. They assist businesses in acquiring that number. So
Wow.
those are the three offices within MWOB.
Wow. So for those of us here in Aurora, that department, do we have access to such in Aurora? I know Usola, who also navigates this region, but maybe that's also some information if you can send like links after the recording so we can also share it with the business communities here. I really,
Absolutely.
oh, I love that. Let me ask this question because I want our viewers to to be certain that even when you're just starting to consider exports, your team is still there to support them, or is it just mature businesses, right? Because I often find, people hesitate and feel, oh, I'm not ready, I don't know enough, right? And that in a way keeps people from asking the questions, from coming forward, from reaching out. So um, just share, at what stage do you want business owners reaching out to exploring the services and resources that Exim Bank offers?
Okay. We welcome businesses at any stage of
Mm,
their business life, if you will. Startups, if they're not quite ready for XM Bank tools, we can connect them with organizations that can get them ready.
okay.
So it doesn't matter what stage you are in of your business.
Mm-hmm.
We encourage you to reach out to us, and we are here. As a matter of fact, we assist more startups than we do businesses who are actually
Wow.
ready. So
Wow.
we encourage you to do that. And I am also going to put my information in the chat here, my landing page link.
Yeah, we'll share that.
Uh, so people can reach out to me, schedule an appointment, a one-on-one consultation with either myself or someone from my team
Mm-hmm.
will get back with you to, have a deeper discussion about your export plans and activities.
Right, right. Great. Let me also ask, when you think about what's going on around the world, are there countries that US exporters can export into? Are there countries and regions they need to avoid? Where can they find those type of information?
Okay, so good question. So on our website, I believe it's under the resources tab. If you go to xm.gov and under the resources tab, there is a country limitation schedule. There you will see what countries XM is providing cover in and where we're not.
Mm-hmm.
We are open in over 150 countries, however. So when you're starting to consider exporting, I encourage you to visit our website and the schedule so you can determine what requirements are needed to start selling in a specific country.
Right, right. Okay, that's great. And from your experience, what would be best practices that new exporters need to consider so they don't make the same mistakes that maybe you've seen over and over again?
Yeah, well, hold on. First of all, don't be shy or don't dismiss receiving support from XM because you think you're too small. You could
Mm,
be, say, a business with no more than 10 employees,
mm.
or maybe 5 employees, but we have supported exports as small as $2,000. So don't think that
Wow.
you're too small to receive support from XM. That's
Okay, that's good.
the first point. The second point is don't dismiss partnering with another business who
Mm,
may have stronger financials or they may have more experience in a certain
mm,
sector or with a product.
mm-hmm.
You know, also attending events such as this. We have webinars. I encourage everyone to subscribe to our webpage to stay updated onto the various webinars that we have that are free of charge. That's how you can network with other businesses who are like-minded.
Right.
They are just gathering information, or they could be an experienced exporter that's selling the same product
Mm.
or a similar product that you're considering exporting. So don't give up. It is not something that happens overnight. Anything worth having, it's a process. Anything that's quick gain, it may not last so long,
Right.
if you will. You know what I'm saying?
I get it.
So don't get discouraged. Contact us. That's why we're here, to maintain that contact with you. Another website that I encourage our listeners to subscribe to is trade.gov. That is administered by the Department of Commerce. They have a plethora of resources and events that are often free as well, that you can attend and actually learn more about what the role that the Department of Commerce plays in the export landscape.
Wow.
They play a vital role. They have staff here nationwide, but they also have boots on the ground in the foreign countries, that actually vet buyers for U.S. businesses. So I encourage you to subscribe to their website and xm.gov.
Wow. Thank you for that. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into the role of an exporter, or the identity of an exporter. Does a US exporter have to be the manufacturer? The person exporting, do they have to be the one that manufactured the goods?
Uh, no, they don't. However, they must have possession of those goods
Okay.
to export them.
Okay.
So they could buy from a domestic manufacturer,
Yes.
okay? Um, and but they are ultimately selling the products abroad. That is the only requirement. As long as the product is manufactured here in the United States, that is one of the requirements to leverage our trade credit insurance or our other programs. Yes.
Absolutely.
Because
And
again, the goal is to increase jobs here in the United
exactly.
States. So if it's made here, that's XM's way of increasing jobs.
Absolutely. And
Hmm.
the reason I ask is because there's a unique opportunity, particularly in the diaspora world, where they have linkages, network in other countries, but they may not be the one that has the factory, and they may be able to establish some form of partnerships. When you talked about partnering with other organizations, immediately that struck me as an opportunity to serve as an exporter or an agent or a sales, some form of agent. If you have relationships outside of the US, if you have buyers, if you can connect the buyers, right, to US exports, whether in agriculture, whether in healthcare, right, health equipment, there's so many
Hmm.
demands outside of the US. There are customers outside of the US that, for example, maybe diaspora community can be connected to. And so that was one thing that just struck me when you talked about partnership, some form of partnership with
Yes.
existing
Yes.
companies. Yes. Great.
Hmm.
Great.
And another point I'd like to make too, if you are a company and you are supplying
Mm-hmm.
a company here domestically,
Mm-hmm.
ask if your product is ultimately being exported. Because if so, you
Ah,
qualify to apply for the working capital loan. That is an indirect export.
wow. Okay. Let's
That is
let's
that.
break that down.
Okay.
Okay. You have a product and you're supplying it to a company, and then maybe it's a component of a bigger product for that company, and that product then leaves the US.
Correct. You've
What you're
got it.
saying
Yes. So that
is,
is an indirect export. And so the US supplier to a US supplier, are eligible to apply for a working capital loan.
so your business, you can get funding because your product is ultimately leaving the US, even if local banks they cannot access local banks. What you're saying is because they are ultimately leaving the US, your bank can help them. This is deep. This is really good. This is good
That is
stuff.
correct.
So
Yes, that is correct.
they
And
can,
another point
yes.
I'd like to make, so for our working capital loan guarantee
Mm-hmm.
program, we have lenders that we work with that are on
Yes.
our website, right?
Mm-hmm.
But say you have a relationship with your bank, but
Yes.
you want to leverage XM, you can have your bank submit application directly to us and we will underwrite it here.
Wow.
Yes. And so we will provide the guarantee to your lender who is not necessarily a delegated lender
This
that
is
we
good.
work with.
This is fantastic. We'll definitely be sending people your way.
Yes, yes. I look forward to it. I love it. I love, just seeing people's eyes and they get to thinking when I'm talking, it's like their mind, the light bulb is going off, because they are hearing all of this information and they weren't aware
Right.
of the possibilities.
Exactly.
They
That's
weren't
okay. Yes, ma'am. Go on.
No, 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 no. I was just going to say, they weren't aware of the possibilities. And that's why we're here, to think of ways that we can make it work, not just, turn them down from the onset. No,
Mm-hmm.
you haven't been in business long enough. No, your product. No, we're going to find ways to make it work. Like I said, if it's not with us, we are going to make connections to other organizations who could get them started and stay in touch with them.
Yes, and truly, I think this is what's commendable about. I mean, over the years as we've connected, you're not a stranger, like I shared with the work that we do in our communities. That the level of determination, commitment, service, the heart behind the mission of what you guys do is just world class. And I think your team, the work that you do, is really a safe space for those who just want help, who just need support, who just have questions, and the
Yes.
encouragement your team continues to offer is just commendable. So thank you for that. So as we're beginning to wrap up now, just going a little bit personal, through your own career, growth of your career, like what are some success tips that our viewers can walk away with? You're there in Washington, D.C., you work within the government, you serve people around, the world. You really have a global view when it comes to the work that you do. What are some success tips that you can share with just people striving for excellence, striving to achieve success in their life?
Oh, good question. One thing that comes to mind is I fear. Don't be fearful. Don't think
Mm,
that you cannot do it.
mm,
Everyone can achieve this. Um, you often hear stories of people how they started off and now they are billionaires. You can do this.
wow.
Leverage the resources that are available to you. No question is dumb. In fact, the dumb question is the one that's not asked.
Mm,
So, don't be afraid, and all of these resources, your tax dollars has already paid for them. They're of no charge to you. Like the
mm,
consultations we offer, they're free of charge. If you go to a company, they charge,
right,
for the knowledge that we're giving you and for free.
right, right.
So take advantage of that.
I love that.
Take advantage of that.
Particular,
Absolutely.
yes,
And then also,
yes.
to be a successful exporter, continue to educate yourself. It's
Mm-hmm.
so much out there. You're not going to learn everything from one TV show or one webinar. Continue to
For sure.
attend and, and,
Yes.
and make yourself available. A lot of times, if you're not available, register anyway, and you will get the recording a lot of times.
Right.
So just continue to educate yourself. Reach out to us. We're here for you, and we love it. Me and my team, we love talking to the businesses, making the connections for them and getting them to think another way that they
Yes.
hadn't thought of before.
Yes. So it's show up, right? Show up, ask questions. Do not be
Yes,
afraid. You never know,
yes,
right? You never know.
yes,
Not
yes, and
asking
network,
questions.
network, network.
Network. Yes, 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 yes. Wow. Any parting words as we wrap up today's show? And thank you so much for all the nuggets of information. Thank you so much for saying yes. And I also look forward to, having you in person. I know we'll work some things
Yes,
out later in the
yes,
year.
yes.
But what are your
I'm looking
parting
forward to
words
that.
for us here in Aurora?
Um, just, keep moving forward, don't think that that it's unattainable. Utilize your resources, reach out to myself, attendees, reach out to Toyin. She knows how to get in touch with me. Or Toyin may have the answer, that you're seeking. Just leverage the resources that are available and keep moving forward.
Fantastic. Wow. Thank you so,
Keep the
so much
faith.
again. Thank you for today's
Yes.
show and joining us from Washington, D.C. And again, I hope we can have you here in person and host you here as well. So thank you,
Yes.
everyone, for
I look
joining
forward to it.
this week's episode of Quantum Leap. I'm sure that you've taken notes and you're ready to explore expanding to international markets. I'll see you again next week. God bless.
Yes.
Bye.